So you're at Universal Studios, Florida. You see the park like this. But realistically, what you really want is to see the park like this. So meaning, you want to come to Halloween Horror Nights and experience that. You have no clue what's going to happen there. You have no clue what to do. Well, guess what? You're in luck, because I'm going to give you some tips and tricks, some pointers and all that we know to get you through a night of Halloween Horror Nights. You walk upon an area of the park just like this. This happens to be the Hollywood section of the park. You have no clue what this is. You have no clue what to expect. These are scare zones. Scare zones are different than your haunted houses because you don't have to wait online to get into them. There are scare actors inside of the zones, meaning yes, there are monsters, creeps, whatever you want to call them. Just like behind me here, a lot of people call these boo-ho poles. Technically working in the haunted house industry, as long as we did, these are called pop-outs. But this is where you're gonna come and get a scare in between the haunted houses that you're going to be in line for. I will go around, we're gonna show you more areas of what a scare zone locations could be. They could be anywhere in this park, so don't rule that out. But as soon as we get closer to the season, you will see more of them popping up and you will know where to go for them. I'm gonna give you some tips about scare zones now. We're walking down the middle of a scare zone here, right? This is gonna be where you're going to get the most interaction. If you want it, be in the middle. If you're trying to avoid these zones, don't be in the middle. If you're that afraid, or you're just not even afraid, if you're that over it for the night, it happens to all of us. Now, if you want to get away from this and just trying to get to the exit of the park, I'm going to show you where to stand. This Hollywood section is a great prime location to show you where to stand, because you see right here the streets here where the setups are. And they're just in the street, but what you can do, just walk on the sidewalk. As close to the storefronts on both sides as possible. On this side and over there on that side, over by the annual pass lounge. And most times, you will not get messed with. If you do, it's not going to be as severe as if you were right here in the middle of the street. Basically, think of this white line as a scare area. So there you go. Now realistically, we should probably take a step back before we jump into any more of that action. Just wanted to get you guys a little hype for this to begin with, to show you something for Horror Nights. Well, how do you get to Horror Nights? Well, here's the thing. You need a separate ticket to get into the event. It's not included with your regular day pass. You can have your regular day pass, use that during the day, and then an hour before the event starts, they're most likely going to tell you that you need to leave. Unless you get the pass that allows you to have a stay and scream. Stay and screams are worth it if you're definitely from out of the area, if you're in the park already and you're here all day. Now, not for nothing, my opinion, don't be here all day. You're going to tire out. You're going to tire out real quick. You're not going to enjoy Horror Nights as much as you probably would. That's up to you. If you're on a time frame, I understand, then do it. Get as much in as you can. Because at Horror Nights, you're going to want to focus on those houses. Focus on the rides during the day, houses at night. I would actually go as far as saying to hold off on eating, because we're going to explain that a little bit too. But back to what we were saying with the tickets. There's multiple ticket options. There's your express option, which basically gives you the express pass to get into the haunted houses. Then there's a VIP tour. All these what I'm mentioning here between express and VIP tour are additional upcharges. They need to have the solid ticket purchased before purchasing those as well. You're adding up here. I know we are, but these options help you out in the end if you're only here for like one night, let's just say. Now, if you're a resident, local, able to drive within a couple hours to get here to Florida, to Universal, when they release them, there's the frequent scare passes. There's different ones on those too. There's ones that, you know, exclude Friday and Saturday nights. It's up to you which one you want to do. They are worth it. We used the heck out of those last year. We were here every week during the Halloween season. And you guys know on this channel, we love Halloween. I know we hype them up so much on this channel, but these cups right here, especially during Horror Nights, are going to be your best friends. Get the refills. Use them all night because you're going to be on lines for a long period of time. Stay hydrated. This is, I can't stress it again, this is going to be your best friend. Another thing I can't stress enough is before you come, get onto at least a Facebook group for Halloween Horror Nights. There's one that I'm part of that's just absolutely amazing. They have so many knowledgeable people on there related to Horror Nights as guests, not just people like me who do these videos for everybody. Let me show you what the group is here now. This is one of the main groups that I will use for Horror Nights as a YouTuber. Get onto this group. Very, very knowledgeable people on here. Great members, great admins. So much knowledge going through here of Horror Nights. So now I did mention where Stay and Scream option is. Now I'm going to show you throughout this video too on where some of the Stay and Scream areas are. Definitely, like I said, if you're from out of town, utilize them. If you're in the park, get that option added onto your ticket so you can use these Stay and Screams, because you do need to scan your barcode before entering these areas. The frequent fear passes do allow you access to the Stay and Screams as well. So now usually right around here by Finnegan's is where a Stay and Scream is. You got Rocket right there, and you got the Revenge of the Mummy right over here. So this whole area is also usually a scare zone as well, and you have access to multiple houses. You come around here, you wait here, and what happens is you wait about an hour or so, and then you have early access to some of the haunted houses here. It's not necessarily early, but you get more of a first access to them. There's a couple in this area in the New York section. The thing is also is usually in this area, there's usually a scare zone. So you kind of get the best of both worlds right over here outside of Finnegan's. I'm going to show you more where those haunted houses usually are located right now as well. So you kind of have an idea of where you want to go first. So as you walk down this way towards Jimmy Fallon, and you can see right there on the right hand side is the Tribute Store, which will be changing come mid-August or so. Definitely by the end of August, that would be a Halloween Horror Nights store. So right there in front of us is usually an entrance to a haunted house, as well as if you make the right over here, right here past Rocket and down towards the library, this whole area here becomes queue lines for at least 2 haunted houses. Now the haunted houses usually have 2 lines. One is general and the other is the express pass. Keep an eye on that, because if you end up in the express pass line, you don't have an express pass, you're gonna have to walk all the way back around and then get onto the main general public line as well. So now you can see down there, the archways there, that's where you're coming through for Horror Nights. You're gonna come all the way down here where this crowd of people is coming down. Usually this is gonna be your first scare zone. It's more like your welcome zone and more like entertainment and stuff like that, like, you know, dancers and stuff like that. You come all the way down here, and then over here by the stage, there's usually another haunted house entranceway. The queue line goes through right here in front of the stage to go back that way through those archways there. Again, 2 lines, 1 express, 1 general public. Now you can also see behind me that this area is kind of bare right now, but usually behind us here, there's food booths set up. Definitely awesome food through Horror Nights. I highly recommend you try at least all the food. I can't even say one thing, but all the food during events here at Universal, any kind of event, is amazing. You need to partake in this. Like I said, this area here is usually where there's booths set up, like your Twisted Taters were over here last year and things like that. Over there behind the walls is where you got your jack sliders and kind of like carnival food type situations going on. Now, as of now, only thing that we know as of filming this video is 3 houses. We know the Universal Monsters house, we know the Halloween house, and we also know Blumhouse, which is basically Black Phone and Freaky. 2 amazing movies if you haven't seen them. They're both Universal movies from Blumhouse. Check those out because I have a feeling that house is going to be really cool. So you're looking for the merch for Halloween Horror Nights? Well, right here in the tribute store. This is going to be the location of it too. So every tribute store is located here. So if you walk into here, I'm going to show you at the end of this one what's going on. Right, so it wouldn't be Universal without a little bit of Easter eggs going on, right? So apparently, you know, the art contest here from the employees. Well, if you look here, like, yeah, there's some Jaws ones there, but oh, look who we got. And also, I can guarantee within the Halloween house, look for Earl hidden cakes as well. So you come on over here, right? And you see this. You got some extra stuff added here. That was there already. Most of these were here already, but I mean, right? Come on. So you know what they say when you're in the New York area, right? You run into everybody in New York. So
I live here under the subway.
You like the mole people now? Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, Kyle from Booze of the Cheap Seats here in the park with me today. Man, it's awesome running into you, man.
You as well.
You know, guys, if you're not, because I know you all are subscribed to him already, go check him out. He does amazing horror stuff like we do. You want to talk about horror obsession? Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to compare. It really is. But he's there. He competes with us a little bit. So, and I'm saying that, you guys, come on. You all called us the Pumpkin King and Queen last year, so come on. Check him out. Views from the Cheap Seat. Now, Kyle, he's with Views of the Cheap Seats, like we just said. He's another one that does a lot of Halloween-related stuff like we do on, you know, here on Real Geeks. And I would definitely check him out. He does a lot of stuff up in Netherworld, up in Atlanta, which is like the nation's premier haunted house, you know, by Travel Channel and all that. So if you want to see some cool stuff, go check him out because he knows horror as well as we do as well. So remember I told you that there was the Stay and Scream area over here? Well, there's also usually food areas down over here on the waterfront too, like a booth or 2 down here. But rumor does have it is over here at Fast and Furious, there's going to be another haunted house over there too. It's not confirmed yet. Couldn't tell you. But if that's the case, that New York area is definitely going to be the place that you want to be staying screaming in to get into that haunted house if it's true. San Francisco, another area very, very frequently has a scare zone in it. Well, I can guarantee that it'll be this year as well. Good way to notice that there will be a scare zone somewhere or you're coming up upon one would be the lighting everywhere, just like this. If not there, look up on the buildings. There's lighting everywhere up on the buildings. Well, odds are you are walking into a scare zone. Again, to get around these sidewalks on either side would be your best bet. Or right through to experience the scare. Now, I got Harry Potter stuff behind me for a reason. Number 1, you see King's Cross station there behind me. Big thing to note is that during Horror Nights that train does not run. You can't take that to go to and from the parks. If you wanted to get over to Islands of Adventure, if it's within hours of them being open, check the app. We also did a whole video about using the app. That app's going to be big for you at Horror Nights too, because it's going to tell you the wait times on the houses as well.
but King's Cross is off limits for you. I hate to say it that way, but it is. Also, there is another reason why we're going to be talking Harry Potter here for HHN as well. So, let's just say you're here, you need to escape from all the scares and everything. You just need something out of that horror realm. Well, coming into Diagon Alley is going to be your best bet. Just take notice on how busy it is in here right now. You're coming on into Diagon Alley. Super hazy. Usually, for night times at horror nights, this is empty in here. It is an awesome escape from the scares. And that dragon is still going at nighttime too. Another bit of information still within Diagon Alley to help you out is, let's just say you didn't get on escape from Gringotts during the day. Well, at HHN, that's going to be your best time to actually jump on to Gringotts, as the wait time is usually just a walk-on, and trust me, it's an awesome ride. If you're not familiar with Gringotts is, well, look for the dragon, and he's protecting the bank and the vaults. It's the safest place on earth. Also during horror nights, in there, inside of Diagon Alley, you do have the ice cream place open. You can get your wand here as well. And the Leaky Cauldron is open too. So if you wanted someplace fairly empty to eat, with food that is other than HHN food, Leaky Cauldron is your place to go. And don't forget the butterbeer too when you're in here as well. That's Simpsons Land over there. On the other side of the lagoon here is where we are. We got more lighting going up over here, so odds are there'll be a little photo op over here like there was last year maybe, but you come down this way to that stadium, and that's usually where the shows are. I highly, highly recommend, if you're going to see these shows, plan your day around that. See what time show you want to get to, and then come over here and get a line. These lines for the show get crazy. They are long. They do have a cutoff. There's only so much seating in there, so when the time comes around, when they announce all the shows and more stuff, we will walk around and show you all that and where everything actually is. Over here in the Men in Black area, there's usually an entranceway over there on the other side of this walkway for two haunted houses that are back in the spring tents back there. I'm going to show you where that location is now. There's the Men in Black shop right there, and then to the side here, right over here, this usually is a entrance to a haunted house, and over here is usually an entrance to a haunted house. So these two here are what you're going to be looking for if you're going to be staying in the next Scream Zone. That's right, you heard right. The next Scream Zone is coming up. So I will show that to you now. If you want to keep an eye out and all that, I will definitely, like I just said a few minutes ago, when everything goes back up and completely, they have everything laid out and all that, we're going to do a video so you can budget your time to see which Scream Zone that you want to be in, and budget your time to which haunted house is going to be connected to those zones. So right over here by the Quickie Mart, all the way up to Lard Blatt over there, this is where your stay in Scream Zone will be. Excellent thing about it is that you do have Krusty Burger over here, you have Moe's, and then you do have Duff Beer Gardens over here as well. This zone is good for those two that we showed you, and then usually the two that are over in Kids Zone for those houses as well. So, keep an eye out and plan your zones accordingly. Okay, so your stay and scream area, you got your donut, you got your food, you come on over here. Over here, usually, there's booths as well over here. You can see more lighting going up over here as well. So you got more food booths over here. And then we're walking towards Kid Zone. And I'm going to show you back there why we're walking towards Kid Zone. Right over here, there's usually more food booths as well. Back in this area too. Kid Zone right there. We come back here. And then, usually, what happens over here is you usually have 2 lines for 2 other haunted houses. Last year, it was Beetlejuice, as well as Haunting of Hill House. Coming here, went through past Fievel and into the Curious George play area. But they start farming right about there where Fievel's Sheriff's Hat is. Again, like I said, the Simpsons Stay and Scream area would be your go-to if you wanted to get into those first. Into the Central Park area. This here is yet again another scare zone. You can see the lights and stuff going up. We do have speakers out already, so you can 100% guarantee this will be a zone. Again, I do want to break down for you guys what the difference of a scare zone and a haunted house will be again. So let's re-break things down again in case I went a little too fast for some people. So the New York section over there outside of Finnegan's is a Stay and Scream. The Simpsons area is a Stay and Scream, as well as over in Diagon Alley where Harry Potter area is, that's a Stay and Scream as well. Your scare zones typically are as you walk in the front of the gate, over in the New York section, right there in front of the tribute store. Over in San Francisco, just a little pass between Fast and Furious and Harry Potter. There's a show usually in the back over there, where that stage I showed you, where I implore to you, if you're going to see the show, 100% get there early and make that a priority, because that line gets long and they do shut off the line because there's such a limited number of seating in there. The 2 haunted houses in the back over there by Men in Black, those 2 lines over there. There's also the 2 haunted houses over there by Jimmy Fallon in the New York section. Usually 3 actually, so. But like I said, when those come back around, I'm going to show you guys where those are as well. The Stay and Scream area over here in Springfield also. Kid Zone, there's the haunted houses over there. And food booths that are going to start popping up around here as well. We're going to do more update videos on those. So here's what it is. Scare Zone is basically an area that you're walking through on the streets. You don't have to wait on lines, and there are just things out there. You can stop, interact with them, take photos, stuff like that. Things that you can't do in the haunted houses. They are themed. There are themed areas. So let's just say I'm going to still stick with the scare zone that's up already that you saw in the beginning of the video. I think that's going to be vampires. So there'll definitely be vampires in that area. If it was a zombie themed area, there'll be zombies, you know, and such on. Now, a haunted house is where you wait on the queue line to get in there to be scared. There's very themed, you know, and all that. The haunted houses are the attractions that everybody wants to get onto. They can be up to a 2-hour wait, maybe longer at that. They are what you have for the express passes as well. You have an express pass, it's a separate line other than your general line. Keep that in mind. If there's anything else that we need to cover for you, please reach out to us. Let us know, and we will definitely do it. Hope this helps you guys, but we will get more updates from here, from Horror Nights, for you guys. And we will be here as soon as Horror Nights opens too. Subscribe to us, like us on Facebook, like that page that we showed you on Facebook. Yeah, we'll see you in the fog.